was that? Welcome back to the West Ham Network, as we have got some news for you just coming out. Really, it's all about Mickey Antonio and the fact that he has said that there is a possibility that he could leave West Ham in the January transfer window. Now, we have seen lots of stories breaking, and he does take part in the Footballers Football podcast, where he does talk a lot about situations that go on in the life of football with his footballing friend Callum Wilson, of course, who plays for Newcastle United. Now, we've heard some situations where Callum Wilson tries to press Antonio for information and stories, and Antonio doesn't give too much away. And over the last couple of weeks, we've seen loads of links to Antonio, but he has spoken out again about the situation. Now, he joined West Ham from Nottingham Forest for £7 million back in 2015. And he has confirmed that he's been in contact with other clubs. When he spoke to the Footballers Football podcast, he said, honestly, I've not ruled anything out. That's all I can say. Nothing has been ruled out. There are talks, so whatever happens, happens. Now, he did become West Ham's top goal scorer in the Premier League in August 2021 with his 48th top flight Premier League goal, breaking Paolo Di Canio's record. And he has been linked with Wolves as well as a loan move to Chelsea. But reports have then led to suggest that West Ham were willing to let him go and did not want to loan him out. And West Ham, again, of course, have been found ourselves in a difficult situation with players injured and having to rely heavily on some of the original crew that we had there. And he has scored 4 goals and provided 3 assists in all competitions so far. And last week, said that West Ham's transition into a team that could compete for the Champions League place was not working. He then went on and he said it's been a very difficult campaign for him personally, but he could not say which teams he has spoken to, and leaving West Ham would be tough. He then said, I've been here for 8.5 years now, become top goal scorer for the club, and I've loved every moment of it. Every single moment is somewhere close to my heart, and I've always been looking out for it. I love the fans. I love my time at West Ham. It's just one of those things. I'm not saying goodbye. I'm saying basically if it happens, it happens, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. I won't be upset about staying, and I'll definitely be upset if I leave, because obviously I've enjoyed my time here, but football is football. Players move, players stay. And 8.5 years at one club, I would never have thought it before, because before I came to West Ham, the most I stayed at a club was 2 years. I've still got a year and a half. I can't say I'm going because I'm still got a year and a half left at the club. Now, take from that what you want. Is it good that he speaks out and is open? Is it great for the club morale? Is it what we want? Do we need a player speaking out so publicly? It is the forum, it is the place where people do it now. Like, it's a regular occurrence. We do see this happening a lot. Listen, I've got a lot of time for Mickey Antonio. I do. How could you not? I mean, when people have doubted him, he stepped up and proven them wrong time and time again. And against Everton, we can see glimpses of hope when people, like when he gets a bit of drive and determination about him, and when he'd done really well down the right hand side. I thought his hold-up play was really good. But you are talking about a player here that we questioned the fact that he wanted players to come in and support him in the team. That's what he wanted. That's what he needed. And he wanted that challenge from behind him. But he probably never anticipated us bringing in not just Scamacca, but Ings. And he kind of, last week when he done his podcast, he kind of spoke on behalf of Scamacca, but I'm not sure Scamacca really necessarily says that. Sometimes things get taken out of context, and sometimes questions are asked on a player that maybe make them say things they don't necessarily mean. When it comes to Antonio, I think he does have a genuine love for our club. No wonder you're the West Ham's top goal scorer in the Premier League. It's going to take a lot for anyone to beat that right now. But I think with the morale the way it is, this highlights that maybe there are a little bit more issues than what we maybe all think there is. Is there a little bit of unrest in the dressing room? Is there in the changing room? And what is the situation there? Do West Ham want to get rid of? Are we looking at it? He's got a year and a half to go in his contract, but his value will depreciate. So if you are going to get something for him, maybe you bring it in now and give him the best chance at securing the best contract moving forward. And this is the kind of prime for him, the age he's at. He's got some decent stats to take with him to another club. Like, so sign me, give me a 4-year contract. And it's probably his last chance saloon to get a really high level contract as well. So for me personally, if an offer comes in for Antonio that meets the value that what we're looking for and we have enough cover, I'll take it. But I tell you what, again, a bit like Craig Dawson, I'll probably be a little bit upset about Antonio leaving. Even with these comments, they're not necessarily terrible. I just don't like maybe the timing of it. It's probably not right to say you're looking, but he's not necessarily saying something wrong. And the club obviously allow him to do these things like the podcast, etc. But leave your comments in the comment section and let us know your thoughts on what he said. It's a short and sweet one for you. Join us at 5 o'clock for the Hammers headlines. Come on.